Okay, so first hand, Queen 8 of Hearts on the button. We're playing 100 no limit versus a table of pretty regular players. Most of these players I do recognize played a lot of hands with a lot of them. I'm not actually sure that I really like my line in this hand that much, but I'm going to go over it and basically detail where I think I went well and where I think I went badly, and just kind of outline the pros and cons. Um, and we'll go through it now. Okay. Um, Weber Chris raises pretty clearly like he can have any two cards here. Well, not any two cards, but just a very wide range. I elect to 3-bet on the button. A little word about my sizing here, my 3-bet sizing. I noticed that when I used to make it 10 or even 9 in position, but I found that I just was really getting no respect, particularly from regular players. So I started making it 11, and I found that it really worked very well against most players who I felt were defending too light against my 3-bets. Just bumping up the size a little bit gave me quite a fair bit of additional fold equity. Something maybe you can think about. That's kind of a little bit off topic, but that's why my sizing is 11 as opposed to 9 or 10. Something really weird happens here. This sexuality guy, very sensual, decides he's going to flat call out of position. Don't Mug Me Off, who is a very strong, I consider him quite basic, but he has played higher and has won at higher limits. I don't tangle too much with him. He's quite aggressive, seems to be quite an emotional player, but he's relatively decent flat calls as well. So I'm pretty much like done with the hand at this point. Not really much that I can do unless I flop something very strong against all of these players. Weber Chris, of course, comes along, which I would expect him to do with a pretty wide majority of his holdings, given that he's getting like a pretty sensational price. So if we take a look at the ranges so far, Sexuality's range is the strongest because he had the worst odds to come in, and he's obviously in the worst position. I would say he has something approximate to like a good ace-jack suited, potentially an ace-queen suited, which is clearly bad for me, and then hands like tens and jacks. Maybe a hand like pocket nines I think he can have as well. And then, of course, hands which are trapping like aces and kings and stuff, which are trapping. I think that's a pretty good handle on his range, especially given that he's deep but I'm not. Unless he's planning on playing against Don't Mug Me Off here, which would be ludicrous given that he's out of position. So I'm not gonna give him any more credit than I have to. I just think he has like a strong but medium kind of hand that he feels like he wants to get to showdown versus me.